Basically, to get into the mailbag, all you have to do is leave a comment on our YouTube channel, on one of the videos we post, or on Facebook, or pretty much anywhere else you can find our episodes on the internet. Yeah, let's get right into it. So, in response to us being pleased about Mark Henry's reveal last week, we were all pretty much hoping that WWE would finally push him where we'd like him to be. Andrew Ferris and Steve Emmy and pretty much everyone else that left a comment about this were not as convinced and not as happy or positive about this whole thing. So Andrew said, "I'm not convinced Mark Henry has what it takes to be top anything in WWE. I think he has lasted on the roster longer than anyone else. There have been countless times that they have tried to push him, and he has always floundered." Steve Emmy said, "I'm just tired of him flip-flopping between face and heel. He's made the change too many times for him to be relevant anymore. Plus, he is too injury-prone. Every time he gets on a roll, he gets hurt. That and WWE made both him and Big Show look too weak now that they had because they lost to Rusev." So, any thoughts on that? Are we being too positive about this want for Mark Henry to be successful again and in that top heel role in WWE?
Well, I mean, I think Steve's got the right idea in that he's injury prone. He gets on a roll, gets hurt, but he has been around the longest. So I mean, I see why they want to push him. I mean, he's a strong guy. Vince loves big dudes. But I mean, that's the only reason they've had to stop it. But the flip-flopping between face and heel, I do get that aggravation, because that is annoying. But you can also say that Kane's done that too many times as well. They still keep him going.
See, I don't understand the complaint about flip-flopping between roles. If anybody can do it, Mark Henry can do it. He can make it work really well. Just look at the whole retirement speech thing he did. We were all sold on that. And then the heel turn that came immediately after was the sweetest thing I think we've ever seen from that man. I could see if you make the change so often and you don't do anything to really, I guess, justify that. Randy Orton is a prime example of that. But with Mark Henry, I don't see the complaint there. Now, the injury-prone thing, yeah, absolutely, that is valid. The WWE has tried to do things with him, and he just gets hurt. It's not that he can't handle that role. It's just, I guess his body isn't up to it, and he is getting up there. So that is a legitimate concern.
Yeah, totally. We aren't looking past that. We're totally aware of that. But yeah, again, Joe, like you said, that just him doing the retirement speech, and there's so many cool things that you can do with Mark Henry. It's a shame that we're back to this mundane, nothing role for him when he really can do so much more. But yeah, it's a matter of not trusting his ability to stay healthy. I think that's the main problem with Mark Henry. The live chat's saying some similar stuff as far as if WWE gives lets him become the top heel, then they're into it, but they always drop the ball with him, or the injury thing that goes hand in hand.
Right, but if the WWE is, I mean, if they look at it and go, he's just too injury prone, then release him. If they come to that determination, he needs to be released, because then they can't trust him to be in any storyline.
Yeah. No, I'm not against that thought process either, Joe. I mean, specifically because we've seen similar things with Fandango. When Fandango got hurt, they brought him back in such a weird, non-committed way. Same thing with Dolph Ziggler. Ziggler went almost a year after he was hurt before he got something legit to do. So, yeah, I don't know. For some reason, it seems like WWE will give you what they think you can handle, and if you succeed, awesome. But if you get hurt, they're not going to give you that chance again.
Yeah, we could probably spend an hour just hashing out how fucked up the WWE is when they deal with somebody that's been injured. It's like they have no idea what happens. It's like the injury just scrambles everything.
Yeah. So, all right, well, let's move on to someone who was injured and had to take some time off and just came back and got me excited. Personally, that was the return of Ryback. Our good friends Deuce and Blue Cactor argued on whether or not Ryback can be successful in WWE. Last week, I was pretty positive, saying that he could be. I think you guys somewhat agreed as well. Deuce obviously is on the side that he won't be successful, primarily because he doesn't think the crowd will continue to support him based on how he was booked the last 2 years. He doesn't have faith in WWE to fulfill. Blue, on the other hand, thinks that there is an opportunity for him because the crowd hasn't given up on Ryback, and since WWE booked him so poorly last time and is in a bad spot overall, that they might actually change their ways this time around. So we got another week of Ryback. So Ryback came in this week on SmackDown, squashed Heath Slater. On Raw, he faced off and did pretty well against a bigger competitor of Titus O'Neil. Do you guys have faith now after another week that this push is legit and will continue, or are you siding with the doubt that Deuce has?
Well, I think they're going to push him to where he was before, which is upper mid card, because they need faces in the upper mid card, or say the main event, that level. And they know Ryback. He did a decent job of carrying it at that point, but he's going to do what he did last time. They're not ready to use him for the belt, so he's going to be up there and just be up there working, and I'm here, guys. Hey, feed me more. Hi, guys.
Yeah, Ryback needs more seasoning before he can legitimately claim a spot where he was when he went out, or I guess when he went out of everybody's good graces after his matches with Punk. But he's definitely in a spot where he can claim this push that he has, and the one he started out with. Especially now that he's had a chance to develop a character during his time with Heyman and Curtis Axel. Elements of that character are sticking around. He's still referring to himself as the big guy. And I think that's a promising sign because he's combining that push with the lessons he's learned. And he's obviously learned from it. He's used it to make himself a stronger prospect. So that says a lot of good things about how he's going to do going forward. Do I think he'll get to the top of the card anytime soon? No, I don't really know that he should, but I'm closer to accepting that than I was a year ago.
Yeah, I'm with you, Nick. I still am positive about what he can do. Hopefully, it's another case of, will WWE actually give him a real opportunity, or will they just book him to lose the big matches again, like we saw pretty much his entire career so far? So, but I don't know. Deuce is in the live chat right now. He's saying, I don't see anything but a hard reset for his character to where it was in the beginning, and also, there is no one realistically to put him against that would generate interest. Now, I can't see that. I think there's a lot of people you can put against Ryback that would get the crowd involved, be it Dean Ambrose, be it Dolph Ziggler, be it Rusev, be it John Cena. You get someone who the fans are already into in some fashion, either for or against, and you have an easy opportunity to help this guy get over. That's all. That's all he really needs is that opportunity to really get over.
Yeah, I mean, a hard reset would be needed if nobody was reacting to him, and that's never been the case. People have always reacted to Ryback, even when he was at his lowest point. And as far as feuds go, put him against Titus O'Neil for a program for a few months. That would be pretty good. And I think it would do pretty good things for both guys.
All right, real quick before we move on, because this is also being talked about in the live chat, how about the possibility of Ryback being the guy to topple Rusev. Do you see that being a possibility? Yes or no?
Absolutely, I could buy that.
Yeah, possibility, yes. Will they actually do it? That remains to be seen, but it is a possibility.
Yeah, I'm with that too. It's definitely a possibility. Live chat seems to be a little mixed, but yeah, I think it's a possibility, and I'd be into it. I'd be into it because that would mean that they are giving Ryback a chance, and it definitely is needed.